A unique spread inside the Westin Hotel in Halifax is the fourth stop on my Nova Scotia tea tour. Stick around until the end to hear my star rating. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, and the Yummy of Afternoon Tea, Seaport Social Edition. The Westin Hotel in Halifax seems to serve afternoon tea 2 Saturdays per month inside their lobby restaurant called Seaport Social. Let's start with the good. Overall, the savories here were the best part, so let's get right into that. We each had a beef tartare on toast, a mini quiche, a peach and goat cheese puff pastry, a prosciutto wrapped around melon, and a grana padano thyme shortbread round. Isn't this one of the most pretty savory servings you've ever seen? It helps sitting beside a nice bright window, but wow, this all looked so good. I liked how the beef tartare was served on a side spoon, so the toast didn't get mushy. I haven't had beef tartare in a long time, so I was a bit apprehensive about this, but it tasted good. It was a tad bit spicy for me, though. The peach and goat cheese puff pastry was very tasty, a nice combination of sharp cheese and sweet fruit. The quiche had tomato and some pickled onions. Its crust was nice and thin. It was warm and the pastry tasted good. I liked it. The prosciutto melon had both a mint leaf and a basil leaf on it. This is always a winning combination, the salty ham and sweet juicy fruit. Yum! And finally, the savory shortbread was very unique. It was like a really big cracker in flavor and texture, obviously much thicker than a cracker. I think it could have used a dollop of something acidic on top, perhaps some fig jam or some type of chutney. It just needed a little something else because of its size. However, overall, these savory bites were very unique and I was impressed by them. I didn't even miss the cucumber sandwich and enjoyed the change. Top notch! Moving right along to the bad, I'm putting the scone situation under bad for this review. And it was not bad, but it was certainly quite lame compared to the impressiveness of the savories and sweets. We each got one small scone, and it was lavender flavored. It was served with a large pot of raspberry compote and whipped cream on top. I split that between our plates. I will say that the raspberry compote was delicious, and the scone had a nice texture, but neither of us enjoyed the lavender flavor. The soapy flour flavor wasn't strong, but it was present. If you're going to serve one small scone, then it should probably be plain. Lavender is not a flavor loved by everyone. There was no proper clotted cream served here. I think this tea experience needs to improve the scone situation. This felt pretty lame compared to the rest of the offering. The ugly, nothing here was ugly. It's a reasonable hotel venue for afternoon tea. Our dishware and table setting was quite nice. I'm so happy we asked for the window table so you could also appreciate how nice this all looked. They are serving the Sloan brand of tea here, and it's a DIY tea system, as you can see. There were 11 tea options on the pretty printed menu. The server told us we could have up to 3 types if we wanted, which softened the blow of these tiny teapots and DIY tea experience. I had 2 pots of the Sloan Earl Grey and my friend had 1 peach white tea and then swapped to the Earl Grey too. If you've been watching my reviews for any length of time, you already know how I feel about the Sloan brand of tea. You know that I know there are better teas, especially Earl Grey teas out there. Wink wink. And finally, the yummy. Let's put the sweets into the yummy category, even though the savories were yummy too. In terms of sweets, we each got a tart, a pavlova, an eclair, and 2 macarons. Again, another beautiful serving of food, wouldn't you agree? 3 of these items were yummy. Bet you can guess which 3. The eclair was pistachio-filled. Delicious. If I was setting this menu, I would have filled this with chocolate ganache to get some luscious chocolate into this experience. The tart was yuzu cream, a flavor I adore. Très bon. The pavlova was filled with strawberries and cream and was the perfect texture. I was impressed with its form and flavor. A+. These 3 items, especially the tart and pavlova, were great. I love when there are a couple items that impress me on a tier. As you know, that can be hard to do. There were also 2 macarons for each of us. Neither of us like or care for these cookies. They are throwaway items for us. No worry, because the other 3 items carried this tier by themselves. This afternoon tea cost $55 per person, and you could add a glass of Prosecco for only $2, which my friend did. I think this price point of $55 is fair for this offering. It's $5 less than the Wonka-themed afternoon tea we had at Creme a couple blocks away, so this price seems fair, I'd say. Based on my experience, my Queen of Afternoon Tea rating is 4 out of 5 stars. Although the savory and sweet tier had some yummy, impressive bites, the scone game here was weak. So will you be adding Seaport's Social Afternoon Tea to your Halifax bucket list? Share your thoughts in the comments and be sure you are subscribed and following so you don't miss our final Nova Scotia tea tour stop coming up next. See you then, tea friends!